Hello everyone, I would like to spend some time today to share what I've learned about using ChatGPT for educators with you. I figured out the capabilities of it for the job as a secondary school English teacher. I'm going to show you one example here. As an English teacher, the one thing you must do is to make teaching plans because it's helpful for classroom management and for better study outcome. However, it is very time consuming to create all the materials, so it's a kind of thing that you have to do from time to time. I found that ChatGPT could be a huge time saver. Let's say, for example, I'm a ninth grade English teacher and we are reading the text with the theme of protecting environment. We will read the text at classroom and I want students to engage themselves with the text. So I'm going to make use of ChatGPT. Just say, create a teaching plan for a lesson of a ninth grade English class, text related to environment protection. Let's have a try. Alright, now ChatGPT has given us its answers. Let's take a look briefly. The topic, materials, and all the same, and the lesson plan, they are composed of introduction, reading and discussion, writing, and conclusion. But as far as I see now that they are already more than 14 minutes and this is too long. Sometimes it's the cases like that. ChatGPT gives us answers, but they are not satisfying us. They are not corresponding to our expectations. And the good news that we have a specialized template of teaching plan in China, which is widely used. Looks like this. The teaching plan. They are consists of content, duration, teaching goals, which are also three parts: attitude goals, ability goals, and emotional goals. Teaching emphasis and difficulties, teaching methods and teaching procedures. These are the main parts of traditional Chinese teaching plan, and we have to make ChatGPT realize that these are the contents that we exactly use. To match the two, we have to add it somehow. The another good news that we have a model to follow, which is developed by Chen in 2023. Let me explain it briefly to you. There are many principles of promoting ChatGPT, and the Broke model is the one thing that I found especially effective. There are five parts. BROKE. B means background. We have to explain the context and provide sufficient information for ChatGPT. That means explain the background. And the second one, R for role. Define the role that you expect ChatGPT to play in your case. The third one, objectives, means what it hopes to achieve. Define the objectives clearly to you. The fourth one, key results, the specific effect that is required. You have to define the key result for it so that ChatGPT will catch your emphasis. And the final one, true and evolve. This means the way to improve the response. In many cases, that ChatGPT needs unlimited evolve. Evolve, unlimited evolve. That means the final satisfying version. Okay, now I'm going to making use of Brook model to give ChatGPT a more clear definition. You can see that I've already written a short paragraph. This is an English reading lesson for Year 9 Chinese students, and the topic of the lesson is environmental protection. This is background, English lesson, Chinese student, and the topic. The second one, role. Your role is to be their English teacher, and I would like you to write a lesson plan for this lesson. I would like the lesson plan to contain. Okay, we can see that teaching objectives, teaching key points, and teaching steps. These are exactly what I need for my template of teaching plan. This is the objectives, and for the key points, I would like it to include a variety of effective teaching activities in the step to teach them the new vocabulary and grammar of the lesson. And it's also a good idea to have a relevant introductory video at the beginning of the lesson, and the lesson should not be too large. For the fifth step, evolve, I haven't speaking of the in that phrase because I don't know that if ChatGPT would give me a satisfying answer. And now let's have a try. Alright then, let's have a look. There are topic, teaching objectives with our 3 parts, teaching key points, teaching steps, and there are step 1 introduction, step 2 vocabulary building, step 3 reading comprehension, and step 4 grammar and writing practice, and finally the closing phrase. Let's compare it with our first version that we may see that ChatGPT gives us more specific response to what we need, and that means that Brook model is very effective. Now what I have to do is to copy that version, new version, just click this button and copy it into the black version, and by copy and paste you can get something like that. This is what I've got from ChatGPT, the green part. Before we hand it in, I have to stress that although ChatGPT is powerful, we should have the ability to distinguish. Distinguish is important. ChatGPT will only give us inspirations. We have to select and adapt it to your final format. Choose and copy what we want into that and delete something useless. Like what should I pay attention to in conclusion stage? ChatGPT didn't give me answers, so I added assessment by myself. There are formative assessment and summative assessment. You can create the assessment weight based on the reality of your student and class. But other things, as far as I see, they are kind of satisfactory. And for the teaching materials, I added myself because there are activities to teach students vocabularies that use pictures. They use pictures to make connection with words and meanings. So I added myself. Okay, this is just one example of how time-saving and groundbreaking ChatGPT is. I would like to see what you come up with your own ideas and kindly ask you to share it with our other participants. If you have questions about other things that you want to map out, we could discuss together. I hope this is helpful to all my teacher friends out there. Thank you.